The Mira, 105 metres long by 6.4 wide, sunk in 1917, and that was by a German sea mine, and she is made of metal. There's her position, 6.1 miles southeast of Newhaven, no casualties, cargo a few oil. Couldn't get a picture of the actual vessel, this one, but we did get some nice dive footage from Kieran Hammond, and here it is. As you come in then, so you'll see this was a single layered deck, and that's all rotted through now, so the wooden deck's gone. But the actual main superstructure of the wreck, as you'll see in a minute when he swims through, is very much still visible. It's held up well, this one. I've never had too much dramas with snags. I've never found this one particularly snaggy, but that could just be my own personal experience. It was a cult bass wreck, this one, back in the 90s. It was a really cult bass wreck. It used to hold vast numbers of bass. Even the trawlers used to tow around it for the bass, but never really found the numbers recently as they used to be. I don't know why, but it did used to hold massive shoals of them. But now it tends to be, for me personally, I've only ever had a few decent hits on it, and it is a very hit or miss wreck for me. I've either had a few bass off of it, never had a pollock off of it or anything else. There's always pout on it, but I've never had loads and loads of bass. But anglers always stop on off it in the hope of getting one, and they're either there or they're not. As you can see in a minute though, as we come down here, there's a large pile of chain just sat in the middle of the deck here, and it's made loads of little hidey holes for conger eels. The ones you can see in the footage here don't seem to be of any size, and I've never actually anchored this for conger eels, so I don't know. So if anybody has, please do drop a comment in the description there. Let us know what you've had off of it, because it all helps. But yeah, certainly there is eels on it, as you can see here from this little clip. And as he goes round, there's a few more in there as well. But there's a few hidey holes in it. Say anything sunk by mines or explosives, that generally creates quite a lot more wreckage than it would do if it just sunk. And you can see here now as he goes up the sides and the superstructure, and there's another few eels tucked away in there in the hole. So it's quite a shallow wreck, this one. Sits at about 90 foot of water, so it lends itself well to fishing direct to a lure like a Storm GT or perhaps a slow pitch jig. That'll work well here because it's only 90 foot, so haven't got to let too much line out to get down. Navionics view then. Wreck sits northeast to southwest, and you can see the depth markers around there, sort of around the 90 foot mark. So it lends itself well to anchoring because it sits across the tide. One thing I want to highlight is the hole to the east there that you're looking at there. And I'll put a little marker in for you now. The hole itself actually fishes really well. So while the wreck itself is good fishing, don't discount the hole in front. And if you drop your anchor short on an ebb tide, so you'll be anchoring from the eastern side, if you do miss it slightly, don't be too worried because that hole fishes really well. Autumn time for black bream, September, October. This wreck can fish really well for those as well. So not just eels and bass, black bream as well. So good luck to you.